Bihar. Thereafter, I went on to do my graduation from Kirodimal College, University of Delhi, after which I have been preparing for the civil services. In my free time, I like to listen to podcasts, which are mostly in the self-help and self-improvement genre.
So, Garima, I was very happy to see you were awarded Best Essay on Women Empowerment by a UN Forum. So, what were the points that you mentioned in this essay on how to empower women?
Yes, sir.
Some major, 3, 4, very short.
Yes. So in this essay, first of all, I talked about what are the major challenges that are prevailing the situation of women in India at present. And thereafter, I tried to address them in different dimensions. For example, with respect to the political challenges, I talked about how political empowerment of women is going to change the landscape from women empowerment to women-led development. Thereafter, I also talked about the economic empowerment of women, wherein how we can take small steps to significantly increase the labor force participation rate of women. Thereafter, I also talked about what are the legal challenges prevalent and how can we address them in small ways. In the end, I also talked about the long-rooted socio-cultural issues that are prevailing at present in our society and how we can go on to address them, all of which cumulatively would help in the advancement of women in our country.
So now all these points that you have mentioned, political, economic, social empowerment, now you're from Bihar. How would you implement these 3, 4 points if you become DM of one of the districts, say Buxar only of Bihar? How would you actually bring them into practice?
Yes, sir. So,
very briefly.
Yes, sir. So,
let's talk one by one. Political empowerment. Can you do anything about it?
Yes, sir. So I would like to provide any sort of counseling that I can provide to the Sarpanch and Panch that already exists to empower them politically and to make them more aware of what are the functions that they can undertake.
Suppose the women seats or women reservation is just about 33%, 1/3.
Yes.
Exact. Can you motivate them to go up further, up to 50%?
Yes, sir. Sir, at present, Bihar government already has at least 50%, and in practical, it is 52% who are holding it at present.
Right. Economic empowerment of
Sir,
Bihar.
I think self-help groups would play a very important role. So I'll help them to provide them knowledge of any schemes that are available at present. For example, the Saksham Learning Centers, Mahila E-Heart, which would help them get integrated in the MSME value chain. Sir, for the social empowerment, I would first of all empower them in terms of their health and nutritional aspect, make them aware about it, provide them vocational education and skills that would help them, and also provide them any counseling with regard to domestic violence or other issues that they are facing.
This prohibition in Bihar prevented some domestic violence? Has it helped?
Yes, sir. So prohibition was a policy which was implemented because of the plague, because of the condition that women were facing in Bihar. And I think it has immensely helped and improved the condition of women in Bihar.
So, Garima, you are an accountancy student also.
Yes, sir.
Now, the budget is presented annually by the union government, also the state governments. Now, there are 3, 4 statements, profit and loss, balance sheet, funds flow statement. What exactly is the form of budget?
So the budget is an annual financial statement, which is in the form of a balance sheet that is present, that shows the actual receipt and expenditure of the past year and the estimated receipt and expenditure of the upcoming year.
But where are the assets? Where are the liabilities?
So the macroeconomic policy statement that is presented, it also talks about the assets and the liabilities.
No, but there are only current assets and liabilities.
Yes.
What about fixed assets and fixed liabilities?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able.
Or is it more we are discussing?
Yes, sir.
Garima?
Yes.
Don't have to be regretful. Government never says that this is a financial statement, P&L or whatever. What about possibility of it being a funds flow statement?
Sir,
You have no idea, doesn't matter. So let me come to commerce. Is it okay?
Yes.
Suppose if we are trying FTA with the UAE, FTA with Australia, European Union, Suppose a situation comes that the entire we are free trade world. Anywhere you can, whichever quantity, whichever product you can trade with any country. How would India gain and how would India lose?
So if there was a scenario, then India would gain in terms of the services that it would export to the other economies, because that is the proficiency of India. In terms of goods, we have competitiveness in a lot of product, but India would stand to lose in terms of the cheap electronic goods that would be flooded in India, which India is still developing its infrastructure for. So I think that would be a minus point, and the services sector would be a plus point for India.
Okay. My last question. In the last budget, in this budget, you are a commerce and accountancy student also. So among various schemes, there are some schemes in the small savings category started by the union government only for women.
Yes, sir.
Can you recall them?
Yes, sir. So one scheme that I can recall is Mahila Samman Bachat Patra, in which it is only for the women of India who can save up to rupees 2 lakh, and they would be provided a fixed interest rate of 8% on that, and it also provides a partial withdrawal facility on that.
Very good. Thank you, Garima.
Thank you,
I
sir.
pass on.
Garima, you're talking about women empowerment. Yesterday only, something relating to women empowerment, very noteworthy thing has happened in Nagaland.
Yes, sir.
What has happened?
So 2 women MLAs have been elected in Nagaland who are women.
For the first time.
Yes, sir, for the first time.
Okay. Suppose you are a district magistrate of a district, as you, women empowerment is your forte sort of thing. Now, you're talking about sarpanches, pradhans and all that. What we have seen that the pradhan or sarpanch, they elect a lady, but all the works is done generally by her husband. In many villages, we have seen like that. And you call a meeting of the sarpanches or the pradhans. So they come to you in your meeting, but they are accompanied by their husbands also. Okay? Now what you will do,